Madison Clark, a creature of polished privilege, barely registered the pizza delivery man at her penthouse door. Her Rolex gleamed as she fumbled for cash, her mind already on her charity board meeting. A quick $2 tip, a dismissive flick of her wrist, and the door swung shut. She missed the flicker in the man's warm brown eyes, the subtle tightening of his jaw. She had no idea she'd just handed a pittance to Marcus Washington, the visionary owner of Seattle's most acclaimed fine dining establishments, currently undercover, testing a delivery service for a new venture. The irony stung Marcus. The elegant socialite who charmed his restaurant staff treated a working man with utter disregard, yet her striking blue eyes, even clouded with indifference, held an undeniable allure. Character, not cash, he mused, driving away, convinced she was out of his league, not for her wealth, but her soul. Little did they know, this awkward brush with contempt was just the prologue to a love story that would shake their carefully constructed worlds. The next morning, over organic green tea in her opulent marble kitchen, Madison felt the familiar weight of expectation. Her mother, Patricia, meticulously scrolled on her tablet, casually mentioning Jonathan Ashford, a man perfect for Madison, a scion of a founding Seattle family. "Mother, I'm 28. Madison sighed. "Can I choose my own path?" Patricia's steel gray eyes hardened. "Our empire, dear, wasn't built for a frivolous romance. You need someone from our world." Madison's dating life was a parade of handsome, wealthy, utterly predictable men. Every conversation, a script. Every dinner, a replay. Richard Peterson, Patricia's next suggestion, was a bore. "I want someone real," Madison mumbled, her mind drifting to the delivery man's quiet dignity. How had he maintained such composure despite her rudeness? Most men in her circle would have caused a scene. "Real, darling," Patricia scoffed. "Reality is about maintaining your lifestyle." Madison agreed to lunch with Jonathan, but her heart wasn't in it. Patricia then suggested a permanent delivery service, deeming it unseemly for Madison to answer the door for pizza delivery boys. The dismissive tone rankled Madison. Different worlds, she told herself. Yet those warm brown eyes and that quiet strength lingered, strangely familiar. Oh, how wrong she was about never having met him. 3 days later, Madison, engrossed in a frantic call about charity auction flowers, crashed into someone at Whole Foods. Groceries exploded across the organic produce aisle. "Oh my goodness, I am so incredibly sorry," she gasped, finally looking up. It was Marcus, but transformed, no uniform, just perfectly fitted dark jeans, a crisp white shirt, and a charcoal blazer. He radiated sophistication, success, and an undeniable charm. "No harm done," he chuckled, a sound that made her heart unexpectedly flutter, as he knelt to help. Kale, heirloom tomatoes, artisanal cheese, his groceries spoke volumes. "Just my ego," he teased. "Though, do you make a habit of bowling people over in grocery stores?" His easy humor was a revelation. She was used to stiff formality or clumsy advances. Only on days ending in Y she shot back, surprised by her own playful wit. "I'm Madison." "Marcus," he replied, his handshake firm, warm, and yes, familiar. Standing, she truly saw him. Tall, athletic, with skin like rich earth, and a smile that could disarm armies. But it was his eyes, intelligent, kind, crinkled with genuine mirth, that held her. "Can I buy you coffee to apologize?" she blurted out, startling herself. He raised an amused brow. "Traditionally, the injured party gets the treat." "Then let me celebrate your miraculous recovery," she countered, feeling more alive than she had in ages. His subtle, expensive watch didn't escape her notice. As they walked to the cafe, she felt the curious, sometimes disapproving stare. Marcus was oblivious, a fact that only deepened her intrigue. He said he worked in the restaurant business, a truth that felt strangely profound, next to her own charity boards and family business interests, which suddenly sounded hollow. They talked for an hour: Seattle food, books, life. He challenged her without condescension, listened with genuine interest. For the first time she felt seen, truly seen, beyond her social facade, leaving a strange disappointment settled. "This was wonderful, Marcus. Thank you for the coffee." he smiled. And next time, look where you're going. You might miss something important. His words, laced with an almost knowing intimacy, left her reeling. This wasn't just a chance encounter. She had no idea how right she was. The next evening found Madison, at Essence, her family's favorite, for a critical business dinner. Dressed in elegant navy, grandmother's pearls gleaming, her gaze drifted to the open kitchen. The head chef, a commanding presence, moved with artistic precision. Her father, Robert, lauded the mysterious owner. Madison's breath caught the chef's movements, the confident aura. When he turned slightly, a familiar profile. It was Marcus. Her world tilted. The man she'd dismissed, with a paltry tip, the man who made her heart race over coffee, was the owner and executive chef of Seattle's most prestigious restaurant. He glanced up, their eyes locking across the opulent room. Surprise, amusement, and a hint of something challenging flickered in his gaze. He began walking towards their table. Madison's heart hammered. "Good evening," Marcus said, a picture of effortless grace. Marcus Washington, owner and executive chef. "Welcome to Essence." Madison could only stare. Owner. Her father, Robert, rose. "Mr. Washington, longtime admirers. This is my wife, Patricia, and my daughter, Madison." Marcus's eyes lingered on Madison. Marcus's eyes lingered on Madison. A spark of knowing amusement there. "Miss Clark and I had a rather unconventional introduction recently." Madison's cheeks burned. "Yes, we literally bumped into each other." Patricia, ever the social strategist, interjected. "How lovely you've met our daughter. She was just telling us about a charming man." Madison wanted to vanish. Marcus, however, smoothly navigated the social minefield. "Your daughter has excellent taste in conversation. May I suggest tonight's tasting menu?" As he described the exquisite courses, Madison couldn't tear her eyes away. This man whom she judged and dismissed commanded respect, exuded success. When he returned to the kitchen, Patricia leaned in. "Quite accomplished, isn't he? Very professional." Madison nodded, but her thoughts were consumed by the quiet dignity he'd shown at her door, and her profound misjudgment. The uniform had been a facade. His character, each exquisite dish that followed, was a revelation of his artistry, his passion. Leaving, Marcus reappeared. "I trust you enjoyed your evening." Then to Madison, a knowing smile. "Miss Clark perhaps will collide again soon, though with less literal impact next time." "I certainly hope so, Mr. Washington." Her father raved about the remarkable young man. Madison's mind spun. Marcus was more accomplished than any man in her circle, yet she'd treated him like an afterthought. The memory of that $2 tip burned with shame, but beneath it, a consuming fascination blossomed for the man who, without a single word, had shattered her worldview. The next week was a blur of confusion. Every meal tasted bland. Every conversation with her usual crowd felt hollow. Marcus was everywhere in her thoughts. In board meetings, charity luncheons, even on a date with Jonathan Ashford. "Distracted, Madison?" Jonathan asked at his yacht club. She forced a smile, blaming a busy week. Jonathan, her mother's ideal, was handsome, wealthy, connected, and utterly predictable. His talk of sailing and stocks bored her. Marcus, by contrast, was challenging, unexpected. Jonathan droned on about himself. Marcus had asked, listened, truly engaged. "I was thinking," Jonathan announced, "we should announce our engagement at the Christmas gala." Madison choked on her wine. "Engagement? Jonathan, we've only had 3 dates." "4," he corrected. "And our families approve. We're perfect on paper." "Perfect on paper. A merger, not a marriage." "I think we need to slow down," she managed. "Why?" he asked, genuinely puzzled. "Maybe that's the problem," she muttered, then fled to the restroom. Staring at her reflection, she questioned everything. Jonathan offered security, acceptance, a predictable future. So why couldn't she banish those warm brown eyes and that heart-racing smile? A text from Chelsea. "How's Prince Charming? Perfect on paper. Boring in reality." Madison typed, then deleted. She lied. No one else. Just pre-wedding jitters about a non-wedding. Returning, Jonathan was already showing polo photos to another couple, announcing their special announcement. Madison felt utterly trapped, a cog in her world's machine. Later on her penthouse balcony, she gazed at the Seattle skyline. Marcus was likely closing his restaurant, crafting experiences. Her evening, Jonathan's passive luxury, felt empty. Marcus's purposeful passion, vibrant. She tried to dismiss him. One coffee, one dinner. She barely knew him, but she desperately wanted to, and that terrified her. The Seattle Children's Hospital charity auction was Madison's triumph. As board chairwoman, she'd secured incredible donations. Then, Lot 47, the auctioneer declared, a private dining experience for 12 at Essence, prepared personally by owner-chef Marcus Washington. Madison gasped. She hadn't arranged this. Bidding soared to 12. He never does private events, Chelsea whispered. Madison spotted him, impeccably tailored in a black tuxedo, radiating calm power. Amidst the overwhelmingly white crowd, their eyes met, and he moved towards Miss Clark. Congratulations on a successful event. Her heart hammered. Mr. Washington, your generous donation surprised me. The children's cancer wing is personal, he revealed quietly. My younger sister Keisha battled leukemia there at 8. The staff saved her. Now at 26, she's finishing her pediatric oncology residency, wanting to give back. Madison was profoundly moved. That's beautiful, Marcus. Your work tonight matters, he continued. Beyond money, you show these families the community cares. That meant everything to us. He saw the purpose in her work, not just the social obligation. Would you like to dance? He asked, surprising them both. Why, yes, I would. On the dance floor, whispers followed, but Marcus, unfazed, led her with confident ease. You're a wonderful dancer, she breathed. My grandmother insisted all her grandsons learn. He smiled. Said a man who couldn't dance, couldn't court a lady. Wise woman, she also said. His eyes met hers with profound meaning. That character reveals itself in how a person treats those who can do nothing for them. Madison's cheeks burned. Marcus, about that night, you didn't know who I was, he conceded softly. But you knew I was a working man. Your reaction was illuminating. Shame washed over her. I'm not proud. We all have such moments, he offered gently. The real question is what we do with that knowledge. The song ended, and Madison clung to the moment. Marcus, Madison, her mother Patricia swooped in with Jonathan. There you are, darling. Jonathan's been looking. Marcus, ever gracious, stepped back. Mrs. Clark, Miss Ashford. I was thanking Miss Clark for Essence's inclusion. Patricia's coolness was palpable. How generous, Mr. Washington. But I must steal my daughter. She has duties. Madison felt a wrenching pull. Of course, Marcus said, his gaze lingering on her. Thank you for the dance, Miss Clark, and for championing children who need us. As he walked away, a precious feeling slipped through her fingers. Jonathan took her arm, but her eyes searched for Marcus, who was genuinely connecting with others. He was gone by evening's end, but his touch, his sister's story, his quiet strength, lingered. For the first time, Madison felt more than attraction. She felt profound respect. The next morning, 17 missed calls and a stark text. We need to talk now. Patricia, thunderous, confronted Madison in the Bellevue Estates breakfast room. Sit down, Madison. 3 calls this morning about your display last night. Patricia fumed. Dancing with that restaurant owner. People are talking. Since when do we care about gossip, mother? Since you gave them reason, Patricia snapped, her composure cracking. You're 28. Settle down with someone appropriate. Appropriate by whose standards? Reality. Patricia paced. Jonathan adores you. He's secure. Understands your responsibilities. What more could you want? Madison thought of Marcus's hands, his sister's story, his respectful gaze. I want someone who sees me as more than a suitable match. Patricia froze. Love is a luxury we can't afford. You're our legacy, Madison. Don't throw it away for some fantasy. What if it's not a fantasy? Madison whispered, the words escaping. Patricia's eyes narrowed. Are you saying you have feelings for this chef? Madison's silence was her answer. Absolutely not. Patricia declared. I won't have you destroy everything He's successful mother. He owns one of the city's most respected restaurants. He's educated, articulate. He's black, Madison. Patricia's voice was ice. Regardless of his accomplishments, he's not one of us. The social implications. Think of your children. Caught between worlds, a rebellion ignited in Madison. Maybe our world needs to change. Patricia stared, aghast. After everything we've given you, you never sacrificed for love. Madison countered quietly. You married Daddy for business. Is that what you want for me? I want security, respect, a life without whispers. Madison stood abruptly. I need air. Don't you dare walk away, Madison. Pursue him, and there will be consequences. Your trust fund, your company position, your place in this family, all at risk. Madison turned, finally seeing her mother's fear. Not just tradition. Perhaps some things are more important than money, Mother. Nothing is more important than family. Choose him, and you lose both. Men like that don't stay, Madison. When the novelty fades, he'll be gone, and you'll be left with nothing. Madison left, her mother's words echoing. She imagined a life without family, without security, but she also imagined a life without knowing someone who truly saw her, challenged her. This wasn't a calculation. It was a choice of who she wanted to be. For 3 days, Madison avoided her phone, her family, her own churning thought. But Thursday night she found herself outside Essence. Through the windows, Marcus moved through the empty dining room, alone, ensuring perfection. She tapped gently on the glass. He looked up, surprised, then unlocked the door. We're closed, he smiled faintly. But for a valued customer. I'm not a customer, Madison said softly. I need to talk to you about everything. He studied her face, then stepped aside. Wine? Yes, please. He returned with 2 glasses and truffles. You look like you haven't slept, he observed gently. I haven't. She took a fortifying sip. Marcus, I have to be honest. That night you delivered pizza, I was awful. She met his gaze directly. I tipped you terribly. I dismissed you, treated you like you were invisible. I did it because of assumptions based on your uniform and your skin color. I'm profoundly ashamed. Marcus was silent. Then thank you. It takes courage. You were right at the auction. Character shows in how we treat those who can do nothing for us. That night, I showed you who I was, and it wasn't good. But you're here now, he pointed out. That says something too. I'm here because I can't stop thinking about you, she confessed. And not just your success. When I'm with you, I feel like myself in a way I never have. What way? He leaned in, honest, real, no pretense, no worrying about saying the wrong thing. Dancing with you, talking over coffee, I felt more alive than I have in years. Madison, he said gently, this won't be easy. Our worlds are vastly different. I know, my mother made that clear. She threatened to cut me off if I pursue us. He set down his glass. What did you tell her? She smiled ruefully. That some things are more important than money. Are you sure? He pressed. Once you cross this line, there's no going back. Friends will turn away. Your family might never accept it. And what about you? She challenged. Your community might not accept. Privileged, sheltered, naive about racism, everything they distrust. He nodded slowly. True. They'll think you're slumming it, or you'll run back to your safe world. Silence descended, heavy with reality. So where does that leave us? She asked. He reached across the table, taking her hand. A choice. Play it safe. Wonder what if, or decide what we feel is worth fighting for. She looked at their intertwined hands, dark and pale, a symbol of their defiance. I choose fighting for it. He squeezed her hand. Even if it costs everything you've known, because what I've known isn't enough anymore. She met his gaze. You've shown me what I've been missing. He kissed her knuckles. Then let's see. But promise me something. When it gets hard, and it will, you'll talk to me, not run. We face it together. Tears pricked her eyes. I promise. You promise too. Deal. He smiled, warm and genuine. Talking until midnight. Madison knew she wasn't just attracted. She was falling in love. And for the first time, she was ready to fight for something that truly mattered. 2 weeks later, chaos erupted. Clark heiress steps out with local restaurateur, a love that crosses all lines, screamed a front-page society newsletter. A candid photo showed her and Marcus,
hands intertwined, laughing outside a jazz club. The article dissected their every public moment, speculating about her rebellion and the shocking romance poised to change Seattle's social landscape. Anonymous sources from both their worlds fueled the fire. Madison's impulsive, throwing away her future, and she'll run back to her mansion. Rich white girls always do. Her phone had been relentless since 6 a.m. Her mother, father, Jonathan, then a dozen friends. Still in her pajamas, she stared at the paper as her doorman, Patricia, and Robert Clark stormed in. Her father held the newspaper. Her mother clutched her pearls. Madison Elizabeth Clark, this ends now. Patricia raged. Don't you mother me. Look what you've done to our family name. Robert, usually her calmer parent, was visibly shaken. Honey, this has gone too far. The board's asking questions. Investors are concerned. It's not just about you. What exactly concerns them? Madison demanded, her voice firming. Your judgment, Patricia hissed. Your ability to represent the family. Your trustworthiness. With responsibilities. You were born to. Something inside Madison snapped. You mean they're concerned about me dating a black man? Don't make this about race. Robert interjected. It's about appropriateness. It's exactly about race, Daddy. And you know it. Madison stood tall. If Marcus were white, you'd be bragging about my successful boyfriend. Patricia's face blanched. How dare you call us racist? Because that's what this is. You taught me to judge by character, accomplishment, integrity. Marcus embodies all of it. But because he's black, he's not good enough. Madison, Robert said softly, you're putting us in an impossible position. Continue this, and I'll have no choice but to remove you from the board. Your trust fund will be frozen. Your place in this family will be gone. Madison felt a strange calm. You'll disown me for loving a good man. We're protecting you, Patricia pleaded, her voice cracking. From gossip, from a world that won't accept this. What about your children, caught between worlds? They'll have parents who love each other. And them, Madison countered. That's a foundation. Patricia stared, as if at a stranger. I don't know who you are. I'm exactly who you raised me to be, Madison said softly. You just don't like that I applied those values to my own life. Robert tried one last time. End this quietly. Jonathan is still willing. Jonathan can find someone who actually wants to marry him. Madison cut him off. I won't. Patricia drew herself up. Then you've made your choice. Don't come crying when this falls apart, Madison. When he leaves you for someone from his own world. They left Madison alone. Amidst the battle lines, doubt crept in. Was she naive? Was she destroying her life? Then Marcus's laugh, his hand in hers at the market, the pride in his voice about his sister. She dialed. Madison, he answered. I saw the paper. Are you okay? Better, she admitted. My parents gave me an ultimatum. You or them. Silence. Marcus, are you there? I'm here, he whispered. Madison, maybe they're right. Maybe we're selfish, forcing something the world isn't ready for. Her heart clenched. Second thoughts, realistic thoughts, he corrected. I can handle judgment, but I can't watch you lose everything because of me. You matter to me, she insisted. More than money, status, or their approval. Today, yes, but in 5, 10 years, when you realize what you've given up. Madison closed her eyes, her mother's words echoing from Marcus. Is that really what you think of me, that I'm that shallow? You've never lived without privilege, he said gently. I don't want to be the reason you discover what that feels like. Marcus Washington, she said, her voice trembling but firm. Don't you dare make this decision for me. Don't you dare decide I'm not strong enough. We promised to face things together. If you want to end it, fine. But not because you think you're protecting me from my own choices. The silence stretched, heavy with their future. Finally, meet me tonight at the restaurant. After closing, we need to talk face to face. Hanging up, Madison knew their love hung by a thread, and she had no idea if it was strong enough to survive the coming storm.